What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Tiny Tim. Here we are for part two of Walking Dead World Beyond. I must say this shit was trash. Shit was abysmal. I wasn't a fan of it. I will say this. What I have to say now going forward is part two. And what I decided to do is put part one and part two videos in the same video, all uncut, all unedited, looking down at notes and all, because I wanted you to hear it from me how I heard, how I felt it, how I said it. So, um, I'm gonna jump right in. I will say this: I did like the fact that it picked up where it left off, um, for Hope, and I'm not, I don't like where I ended up seeing her character go because of how she left off season two, season one, with the whispering in her sister's ear and the dreamy look into the space that her sister was given. I never liked Iris. Um, I will say that I liked the fact that they gave us the flashback of them about to finally leave, even though it looks like all of that was reshot because Homeboy is like 17 versus him being 13 in the first season, and the boy with the corduroy boy, yeah, Elton. He just is way older. The reshoot, I mean, I get the idea of what they were trying to do, but it doesn't work if the footage didn't already exist. You know what I mean? I think that was piss poor planning going forward. If you were going to do something like that, if you knew that you were going to do the season two flashback, boom, 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 maybe you should have shot some extra stock footage. Maybe you should have been ahead of that game, or maybe you should have hit it from another angle, right before they head out, or right after they left the building. Not let's all meet up and shoot these people and show these people looking younger. It just didn't go good. It didn't flow for me. And I say flow because season one we saw it flow. We saw them grow. We saw them age. We saw them change their appearance. Um, Iris's hair bothered me the entire time, and that's not even a show thing. That's a hair and makeup thing. It bothered me the entire series. I'm talking season one to season two. Now in season two, she's all dolled up. She's got fucking makeup, and she's got fucking a new wet and wavy weave, and it just don't look good. It don't look good. They didn't even try. For the young lady playing her, don't think this is something I'm saying, against you, but they set you up to fail, young lady. They set you up to fail. That shit look bad. Your roots was hurting. I get it. It's the apocalypse, but it seemed like in Walking Dead universe, they always seem to do wrong by the African American characters because these characters don't naturally have those hairstyles. Okay, so I mean, you come in close with Michonne, but knowing that she's got shorter hair and a baldy up under it for the Wakanda stuff, you just feel like it's just a horrible experience. Okay, horrible experience. Who else? Who else had the poor hair? The only one was Bob. Remember Bob from Walking Dead, where they chopped off his foot and he was homegirl's brother. Bob was cool people, but that was his natural hair grown in like that. But the boy Tyrese, that shit looked like it was matted on, spray painted cotton balls. We already know Ezekiel shit fake. Um, who else? His sister, the one with the single French breed, that fake shit. That shit looked horrible when she came out that dead casket. When she, you see what I'm saying? Like they always do the African American characters wrong, and for her to be one of two in the show, they really set her up to fail. They made the other one gay. Nothing against that. It's just his hair was better manicured. But for the look they was trying to give, the wet and wavy, the weave and all that stuff, they had her roots looking abysmal. But that's enough on that because I can't. I even screenshot it. I had to take a couple pictures because I'm like, they got her set up to fit. The makeup was on point. It looked relatively natural, but considering you're in the apocalypse, and this is the second season. Where the fuck you getting foundation from? Where the fuck you getting blush and lipstick and lip gloss and stuff? Look like your eyelashes been puffed up. You tried too hard. You tried too. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it, but whatever. I didn't like how they just gonna drop Hope off in a dead city and hope makes it, or hope she makes a decision to help. I already made a decision to help. What is this, part one or two for the test to get into this compound? I said I was gonna help you. They take me to my father so I can help you. Now you're gonna drop me off in a dead city that you created just to test me? That shit fuck with me because I'm like, yo, you I said yes. The end. Put me in the shit. But you just gonna drop me in the shit. Like a whole dead city. Now I got to figure it and fight my way out. Worst case scenario, I don't make it. You ain't lose nothing. But then you got to put up with a doctor who's spearheading a lot of your research. His daughter died in what? Because you fucking around. You know what I mean? Like, man, man. The one chick that she stumbled upon, when she was going through the dead city was, I knew there was some relevance to it because they was showing her missing, miss, have you seen this, all the posters and all this other stuff. I'm like, man, she gonna pop back up somewhere, either a dead person, walking dead zombie, or she gonna show up. She's important to this. Lo and behold, it was the spooky figure in all black following Hope around. And I'm like, yeah, a little too spot on. Like a viewer, right? If I'm watching your show and it's like you a magician, but you a shitty magician. You Oh, it's in your fucking sleeve. I see it. Get out of there. Get it out your sleeve, man. I'm a rag on you every time because the whole point of illusionism or being a magician or whatever they want to call themselves is the illusion, is the allure of mysticism, surprise, shock, awe, right? But if I'm watching your show and you're a writer, director, producer, and I'm a viewer, don't know shit about the story you're trying to tell me, but the red herrings and Easter eggs and blatant, hey, look at me's that you're giving me, I've eliminated using process of elimination. Well, it can't be this and it can't be that and it can't be this. I bet you the X, Y, and Z about to happen. I'm right 33.33% of the time. I mean, that's a shitty average, but I'm pretty much right. If I see all of these posters about this redhead chick who you keep showing as a director, hey, look at this, hey, look at this, hey, look at this. Oh, well, who's the shadowy figure? It's the redhead you've been showing me this whole time. Now, I don't know if that's a psychological ploy to get the viewer to be ready for what happens, but I think that's I feel like your viewer gaslighting. If that's the right way to put it, you kind of just ushering us along and not fully telling a story during the whole second season. And like I said, it's gonna be short. During the whole second season, what I felt was you had no content and you was just giving us an episode, giving us an episode, giving us some bullshit, putting the music, putting the suspenseful music on it, putting the lovey-dovey music on it, thinking that it was gonna, music is a very powerful language, but it will not save a shitty story or a shitty script or piss poor actors. It will not. It will not. It cannot. Because what you're gonna get from it is a divide. Oh man, the music was amazing. But the story, the characters, the world building, the script, the act, this just was shit. And that's what I got from it. You got a lot of music in there, too much if you ask me. But I mean, fucking trash, bro. That's what I got to say from it. They probably should have told Will and the story of Omaha and the camp is in season one. Makes for compelling content. So right where I'm trying to figure, okay, that's why I put this in. Right where I'm trying to figure out where the fuck Will is. They mentioned it in season one where the dude went and talked to homegirl. Was like, yo, um, what we did was wrong and blah 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 blah. You know, that held a place in my mind. And if I remember correctly, I said something in part one where I was like, I want to know more about that. What they should have done was told that story at the end of season one, whether it be a flashback or currently as it's happening. Tell that in season one. So season two, all you got to do is give me aftermath, aftermath, aftermath. The first three episodes of just aftermath. But what you gave me was let's pick up where we left off. Even though these characters and these kids and these adults, these people look 3 years older. These people have grown up. You're dealing with child actors. But anyway, give me that in season one, and then you can tell me the rest of the story where the characters look different, and I won't be so, you know what I mean? I won't be so put off by it because it didn't flow to me. So during episode one of season two, what we saw was last time on The Walking Dead, and they showed us about two or three clips of some shit that they never showed us in season one. Will tripping and falling in the woods over a dead body, or some dead trying to get him, they try and get away. The campus community where they were at, where the kids were at, and they left, was over. The wall was torn down, and it was dead bodies everywhere, and the army was shooting people. Like they never showed that shit in season one, ever. And then you gonna open up season two last time on World Beyond. No fucking shot that did not happen. So naturally, I'm fucking confused, and it took the half of the season to even get to tell that fucking story. It didn't make sense to me. They should have told all of that shit at either the end or leading up to the end of season one. Now you only gave me what, 10, 8, 10 episodes apiece. I feel like that's enough for what we got here. But you should have gave me two pop if you knew. Fuck it, man. We got what we got. Everything in the world of Walking Dead has a success rating the way it does because of the formula. It's all great Nicotero and Robert Kirkman stuff. But the formula of 6 episodes, character world building for season one. Season two, we expand and expound upon all of those things that we told you in season one. But now we're going to drop 15, 16 episodes. Deal with it. Get it. We get with it or get going. After the first episode, the first season, you drop 10 episodes, and motherfuckers already like, man, that shit corny, bro. To me, it feels like the season should have been 6 and then 10, and then it would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, well, cancel that shit. And then you could have got away with me feeling okay of you fucking up the story. You know what I mean? But what you gave me is 10 and 10, and I just feel like, yeah, it didn't gel right to me. But oh, you see the soft music and Iris forcing her tears out. She can't cry on screen for shit, you know. But whatever. Uh, somebody asked a question. I didn't write it down. Oh, was it Jadis when she showed up? No, maybe. But they asked the question, "What do you live for?" And that resonated with me because in Walking Dead and carrying on to presumably Fear the Walking Dead, the way they do their thing. Uh, Rick Grimes and Rick's community, Rick, Carl, and all them, initially, before they got to Alexandria, were asking communities and people and groups that they found 3 questions. Um, have you killed anybody? How many have you killed? And I can't remember the third question, but they always used to ask 3 questions before, and they would judge their response on how they treated you, what would come next based on your response to those questions. Um, where you come from, where whatever the 3 questions was, right? So then fast forward to Fear the Walking Dead. I'm assuming it's somewhere around season 4. I can't remember exactly where, but where Morgan ends up west or heading west after leaving Georgia in that situation in Virginia. He's heading west. They stumble upon him and they're recording. And what they were doing is recording people, and before they brought them in the community or showed them where their community was, they would, hey, we do this for everybody. Your name, where you coming from, boom, boom, boom. It's pretty much like an entrance exam. Like you tell me about you, and we're gonna document this. And if I remember correctly, it was for their future world, the people that we've met along the way, or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. But either way, the 3 questions and the way Fear the Walking Dead deal with the recording and all that stuff, that made me think of that. What do you live for? It reminds me of that, and it really stuck out to me and resonated with me because I'm like, yo, that looked familiar. That sounds familiar. But this here again is something that you're trying to force this into this show, and this show ain't that. This show ain't that because here we are. You asked that question in season 2. This show is not that. Listen, this is a fucking Saturday afternoon like teen show. It's not even a cartoon. It's a dramedy. It's a teen dramedy. It's a fucking joke to me, right? But You put all of this shit in season one that was not beneficial to us at all towards the main story of the kids getting to this campus or building or compound that they don't know where the fuck it's at to find their father, bring him home safe. All the episodes in between those two goals, shit. I mean, I could have wrote better than that. I know my nieces and nephews could have wrote some shit better than that. My nephew is actually working on something better than that. Okay, so it's like I just feel like they really just dropped the ball on that because it's like you gave me 10 episodes where only what out of the 10, maybe three of them had really genuine character building, world building, end of days apocalyptic content. And then the rest of it was filled with teen drama and motherfucking actors that can't cry and soft ass fucking music and looking up and looking all dreamy and all optimistic and shit. This the fucking apocalypse. Everybody that has dreams and ambitions, die. It's the fucking apocalypse. But what are you gonna do? I just feel like they tried too hard to put a spin on it that it didn't go good. I don't know who the writer and directors were. They used it based off of the world of Nicotero and Kirkman, but I just feel like this was a fail to me, and I can see why. And I hate to say this about a franchise or a universe that I like and love and have enjoyed for so long, but I can see why something like this would be canceled. I can see why something like this would be. It's not leave that shit on the CW. You feel me? This is fucking AMC. This is World of Walking Dead. This is, you give me the World Beyond shit. I bet the motherfucker trailers was way better than this shit. If I can remember correctly, watching My Fear and watching Walking Dead, I seen, oh shit, they got another show. They got a spinoff. Let's get it. Some kids trekking through the apocalypse together. Okay, I can fuck with it. Trash. Absolute garbage. But mm, what was the one? What was the one? Oh, bumped the head, nasty seeing shit. See, Hope finding that one bitch, she was seeing all kinds of shit in the motherfucking stairwell. She didn't know what was going on. And the red head and the fucking hood and all that bullshit. Um, so, I skipped all this. Oh, listen, there was one part in season two where uh, they was telling a story. The beginning of the episode, Felix and Iris was in a cabin, and Felix walked up on Iris. She was telling a story, drawing in her little book, and she was telling a story. Blah blah blah. He walked up on her. And he said, "All right, wish me luck," and walked out. Right. So I'm like, "Oh, okay. Going forward, we are. You've given me a timeline. You've given me a space, a time and space of when and where and who, and then you going give me something else and stuff. I can't even remember what the fuck it was, but it didn't have shit to do with them. Didn't have shit to do with where Felix was going. Nothing. I couldn't tell if it was a flashback or a flash forward or what the fuck. Later we found out it was a flash forward, but because they end up showing us again that scene, which was a fucking like it was dumb. Now if you watch my Walking Dead shit, like that time jumpy, here we go shit. That time jumpy, here we go, there we go. We over here, we over there, we over here, we over there. Now, I'll say this. I hated it when The Walking Dead was doing it. I hated it when The Walking Dead was doing it. But when they were doing it, they was giving us the little thing in the corner 2 hours ago, 19 hours and some change ago, 2 hours and one act of God ago, and all that other bullshit, and a couple minutes and 30 seconds out of that. But they was giving us that. They was telling us where we were. They told us where we needed to focus our attention. Okay, 2 hours and a moonrise ago. Okay, cool, we get it. This show opened up that scene and then something else and then something else and then fast forward to later in the episode. Iris is in the goddamn woods, trekking through the woods by herself. Didn't understand why, couldn't understand why. I thought it was a fucking dream that she was having, okay? Because they used the whole ploy of her having dreams being important to her character building. And then they abandoned that aspect of her character, which was fucking stupid. Like, you had something good going there. You know what I mean? You opened a show like that in season one. You had something good going with her, dreaming about stuff and her dream interpretation and the way she responded to what she was dreaming about, seeing a therapist and all sorts of stuff. You had some good quality content originally, but when you took the character, trash. So she's searching through the woods for what we don't know. When did she leave? We don't know. She by herself. Why? Okay, what woods are you at? How close are you actually to this compound? Are these people looking for you or are you looking for them? You in the pitch fucking black with this busted ass weave and an automatic rifle, hoping to not get seen by some military grade soldiers with fucking flashlights on their shit. And you just happen to break a branch and this one out of 12 officers see you or head your way and you able to take one down without getting caught and then Felix run up on you and save the day and then y'all get out clean. What was the point of that scene? What was the point of that fucking scene? That scene had jack shit to do with the story they started with, the story in between, and then that had jack shit to do with nothing. Besides going forward later in the season, where they said, Iris said, I killed the guy. I killed the guy once. Killed him in the woods. I did it, my bare hands. Who gives a flying fuck? The whole fucking thing is about to blow up. Nigga, we got gas about to take out a whole city. Yeah, I killed the guy once. Who gives a fuck? I just feel like that that was dumb. It was pointless. It's just dumb. Look. I put it in all caps. Why is she out in the woods by herself? And why did Felix have to come find her? They never told us why. They never told us, oh, I'm having a bad dream. Maybe I'm gonna go look. Maybe I'm gonna go look. Maybe I should feel like I should go look. I'm pretty sure there's about a whole season worth of cut footage on the cutting room floor worth of shit that if they just put it in the fucking show and gave us a third season or put this shit on bonus DVDs, some bullshit, then boom. Take it straight to DVD. Put it on Netflix or some shit. Then maybe we can get a full story out of why Iris did that dumb shit by herself. She a goddamn dumb idiot, man. She is fucking stupid. Um, what else? Oh, so they out there in the woods, right? They looking for identical walkers. Okay, something to fit the body build and type of Will and one of the soldiers they killed, or the soldier that Iris killed. They're looking for equal body builds. I didn't understand why at first, and it made sense. Okay, cool. But you mean to tell me, out of the Fear the Walking Dead and now and the original Walking Dead, bang, that you mean to tell me that now in this show, somebody's got the bright idea, hey, let's put clothes on this motherfucker. Let's dress him up real nice so he just the people they think is us from a distance. Hey, I ain't never heard no shit like that in my life, man. Get that shit off the fucking screen, bro. How you gonna put some clothes on a walker that's biting at you? You got the motherfucking shit with the gagged up and all that, but fuck all that, bro. They trying to scratch, bite, grab, claw. I don't care how many motherfuckers it is. You're not putting a jacket on this nigga and zipping it up. It don't work like that. It's the fucking apocalypse, bro. It's the fucking apocalypse, bro. I don't get it. That shit don't work with me. That shit don't fly with me. That shit was dumb. That shit was abysmal. Get it off the screen. I'm glad it ain't coming back. The motherfuckers involved with this show, I'm glad they're not coming back for this show. Because this was not it. It's not it. Oh, it's not it. I think they made a casting mistake. The dude that's the general, the lieutenant governor, general's right hand. I think he looked like the same dude that was like, yo, I ain't with this shit. That shit we pulled last time was some bullshit. I think he looked the same, but you know, no, I'm sorry. He do look the same. Them two look the same. But what I typed here was they look like the same soldier that Iris killed in the woods. That's why I was fucking confused. I'm like, oh shit. The lieutenant governor general, whatever her rank is, she claiming she got her right hand out in the woods on the front line, and Iris put her hands on her. Oh shit! Oh shit! No, that is not what happened. He was some random okie doke who just heard the twig in the woods, and then all of a sudden he dead now. I just feel like that was a waste. I think they fucked up casting on that one. But let's go what I got. Dad's girlfriend trying to play nice. I just the whole girlfriend thing. So the actress delivered. She delivered that role initially to me. The actress playing Dad's new girlfriend, new boo thing. in the community. She delivered that role because upon her introduction, the very first time I saw her, I'm like, oh, don't trust that bitch, baby. Don't trust her at all. She delivered that. She delivered the whole, no, I'm focused. I love you. It's just, she delivered the whole, she got a backstory. The problem is, like all the characters in the show as a whole, the delivery. They show her, they showed them two together, him and her at the dinner table, and I'm like, yo, don't trust her at all, bro, at all. Like y'all been together for a minute. I want to know the backstory to that, but don't trust her at all because she in on it. And sure enough, she was in on it, but to what scope? Her backstory with how they met in the woods and them looking for test subject in the woods and all that other stuff. It should have been told sooner. Her backstory of her husband and kids or whatever it was, the family that she carved their names into the tree and all that stuff. That stuff should have been told sooner. And it's just like they dragged their ass on delivering these characters. Like they could have done so much. They could have done so much better delivering the backstories to these characters because a character like that exists in all the other shows. A character like that exists in all the other shows. In Walking Dead Prime, I'm gonna call it. We got Thornberry. We know he's a bad motherfucker, but we don't know to what end. Then you got the Miller, not the Millers, the governor. I can't remember her name right now, and her son. We know her son's a douche, but she looked like she too. You know what I mean? So we have characters like this. We've had characters like this in the shows before. But now it's like Fear the Walking Dead. The brother, Troy, playing nice, scribbling in his book. But that motherfucker, he a loose cannon. He got something wrong with him. But we're being perceived as the nice, caring, and I'll get you out of here. Boom, boom, boom. Madison wasn't having it. Put a spoon in his eye socket. Bang. You know what I mean? Like it's just on. We have characters like this. So to build on that character poorly or time the backstory for her, the backstories that she did give and all that, I just feel like that was poorly done because that was a waste. That was a waste on that. It's an opportunity missed. I'll say. Um, in my prediction was going forward to another character they showed us, which was Silas's new leader, new boss over at the compound where they and then light him on fire. Gave Silas a job, and that was Homegirl's doing. But my thought was the interaction they had on screen. My initial gut feeling was, oh, that's one of Huck's boos from back in the day. Now, hear me out. I thought this because all they gave us from Huck's backstory was her shooting darts blind with the one bull speaking smooth sailing, smooth talkings in her ear. I'm like, oh, that's her boo. That's her boo. That's her boo. And we ain't hear shit else about Huck's past. Past, future, mid, nothing. And then all of a sudden, here come this dude, and she looking dreamy eyed. I'm like, oh, they got a past. They got a past. Little did I know, that's her current boo, her current husband, and they work together, but they don't. So I just feel like, she's the reason he was exiled. Not really exiled, but he got to work out there, and nobody like her because she took the rap for some shit he did back in the day. And da, da, da. I'm like, you know what? That could have been told better. You could have told me that better instead of, you know, I don't know, the character, the person who plays Huck. Well, I said it before, always gritting the teeth, always gritting the teeth. And she looks like she got a coke problem. Jaw always going. I don't know if it's an accent she's trying to cover up or accent she's trying to put on or the character that she's trying to play. It don't work for her. And but what she did deliver in making me feel for her and the husband's affection or interactions. It didn't feel real. It felt forced, but uh, I'll take it. Um, Elton and Percy are noticeably even older though are noticeably older, even though not much time has passed. But Percy and this 5 o'clock shadow he got going is crazy. That's what I mean. Percy had a whole 5 o'clock situation, man. Like he just worked all day at the motherfucking stock market, man. Like he just worked at the exchange. Like, He looked bad. Like he had a whole situation on his face. And I'm like, that is a grown ass man trying to be 17, bro. It's not working for this show, man. Hair and makeup ain't it. Hair and makeup ain't it. Oh, listen. All right. So fast forward. We talking about Elton. Elton finally get to this little village. Got his corduroy on there, and that whole interaction with Elton and Percy, and then the brother and sister in the woods, it creeped me out. But I was like, what the fuck is this dumb shit? This is dumb. But I didn't know that they were looking for each other. But yeah. So Elton finally get to this village. The girl took his corduroy, but took him to the John. And I'm like, oh, they finally got this man up out that damn corduroy, didn't they? He was stuck in that. I ain't doing it, man. I ain't, cause it's bite proof. They can't bite me through this. I ain't giving up my corduroy. He gave up that corduroy to that little boot thing. You know, I just felt like he's in that hot ass corduroy, bro. It's too hot for all that. You doing the summer months in the fucking apocalypse, walking through the desert and all of that bullshit, trying to drag Percy up a goddamn hill in some goddamn corduroy. He wasn't leaving without it neither. Ugh. I got to shave these nose hairs. They are getting up in my business, ain't it? I said Village Girl may be Elton's boo, and it turned out to be a thing. They had a tender moment, where they was sitting on the porch or whatever it was they was talking, and Elton in that baggy ass T-shirt he had on. You know, they end up holding hands or whatever they did. That was cool. That was okay. But I feel my theory is every time somebody get lovey-dovey, somebody got to die. And sure enough, soon after, during, her brother had went off into the fucking woods with Will, and he all standing up out in the motherfucking open field, get his head blown back. Scow. They took his head smooth off. But, Will had to come back on. "Ooh, ooh, ooh." Yo, man, don't wait till you get back to the village start acting the fool, man. Get back and tell him what's going on so we can be prepared. Nah, not this nigga. He go, oh, oh, oh. Everybody knew the little boy was dead. You got to tell nobody now. All right, now what do we do next? Not that little old dreamy-eyed Iris is at it again now that Percy is back. Oh, gosh, listen. Percy came back in the picture. She dropped everything she was talking about with Silas. She like, come on, either you gonna get some dick or you not, bro. Like you just leave it alone. This love story in the apocalypse. Stop trying to write this character like this. Like you just writing her just as if she's nothing but a dreamer, nothing but an optimist, trying to be a thug, trying to be a killer. And that it didn't sell for me. It did not sell for me. It didn't sell. I don't like the dreamy eye thing. Cut it out. You just trying to get him naked. Oh, you're wounded. You got to take off your shirt. Let me get to the wound so I can heal you better. Ew, get off the screen, yo. Oh, God. And then I put Iris finally kisses Percy and his 90210 music the whole scene. Ugh. Right, exactly. Get off the screen, yo, with this fucking teenage drama bullshit. Just get. I have to cut this hair off my face. Next week, next video, I swear it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. It's bothering me the whole time. And you seeing me, and I look like I got a fucking problem. I don't. I swear, I don't have a problem. Besides this hair curling up into my nose. But huh? Oh, I'm just not a fan of Iris. Oh, why is Iris wearing makeup in one scene? She got cut up under her eye, and in the next scene she don't. It didn't make sense to me. It was poorly cut. Um, uh, what? Dad's girlfriend isn't really on board with the work she's doing. That's because she wasn't. She just didn't like the fact that she was working on live dying subjects. They was going in there, they was killing them, and was like, I don't know about this, but tell the lieutenant I'm on it, okay? Because if you don't succeed, she gonna put a hot one in me, man. I don't get it right, she gonna kill me. I'm working on it. I swear, I'm working on it. I swear. Man, but I don't fuck with killing people. All right, but then when we see that part of that character, Dad's girlfriend, we see the fact that she's not fully on board, but she has to deliver. There was a sense of urgency that she had to deliver. And I'm like, yo, this actress is delivering for this character. Not exactly what I thought, because initially it was she in on it and she playing the dad for a fool just cause, or just cause she a part of it. But nah, she was playing dad for a fool the whole time. She wasn't about it. She did not like dealing with what she was dealing with in the name of science, you know. So, but the crazy thing is, had she just told him early on, she could have been getting his help because he was smarter than her by leagues. Like he was way smarter than her. And had she just said, "All right, listen, we working on killing people and getting the dead off the street, but there's some shit I'm stuck on. I need your help." They was out in the woods looking for research any fucking way together. So you know what she work on. So why wasn't she called in sooner? And if that's the case, if y'all was out in the woods, but then you was scared to tell him what you did, plot hole. I mean, you fucked up. You know you fucked up, right? I caught you. I caught you in a fuck up because you told us in a flashback that they bumped into each other and she dropped the papers. But then you tell us going forward, he doesn't know what I do. Not to this extent. So how you got more clearance than he got, and he's smarter than you. You feel me? Like, huh? It don't make no sense to me. Why you got more clearance? Why you got more secret? But he's smarter than you. He's like a physicist, a biologist, a chemist, whatever the fuck he do. He's better at what he does than you are at what you do. So did they really meet in the woods? Like it was a group of scientists that all do different things, but all of a sudden y'all gotta stay away from each other. Get the fuck out of here. They plot hole. They fucked up. Um. Oh look, it's Jadis. Yeah, Jadis came back, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's highly anticipated, and I wanted to get to this part sooner in this video, but there's some stuff I had to touch on. I just feel like Jadis coming back was a big thing for me because having seen how this video, or how this movie show seasons were going, I needed them to deliver. I kept telling myself and telling myself. I even told my lady, I said, listen, I know she come back. And if they don't mention, I even said in the last video, if they don't mention Rick, the trash people community, or how she got to where she got to this community, if they don't mention none of that shit, they fucked up. They dropped the ball. The one thing that they got right in this season with Jadis is that they gave me all of that. Except they didn't drop no names. They said no fucking names. And the first time she shows up, it's Jadis. I forget her name already, but it's Jadis. Um, so yeah, I'm here. I heard you were a rescue or something. Yeah, blah blah blah. Quick little mention of what she did. Yeah, I gave them what they needed. Yada yada yada. My assumption is you gave them what they needed. You ain't had shit to offer but trash anyway. Or Rick. So you gave him Rick. Okay, we get it. Give me more. Give me more. And it wasn't until the end of the series, at the end of the end of the series, like the second to last or very last episode, where she was like, you know, I saw somebody who was the strongest person I ever met become vulnerable and weak or whatever it was. And she gave that type of person to the CRM, and they gave her position, rank, possibility. And I'm like, oh, they talking about Rick. She's like, yeah, I built a community from. She had to talk with Huck that one time he was trying to drink. Uh, I built a community and I've seen it fall. I taught him a new language and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh man, that's dope. Nice little reference, nice little callback. Because had they not mentioned any of that whatsoever, you dropped the ball. Because this is a character that we all know and hated when she was on Walking Dead. We hated her when she was on the show, but we understood her character arc and growth. She was trying to protect the people, and Rick, like I've been saying on my other videos for The Walking Dead, Rick and his crew was killing everybody and taking all their shit. Every time they showed up to something, mind and they blew some shit up. They lit some shit on fire. And, when all the trash people and the trash people walkers and the zombies and all that stuff got thrown in that grinder and all the blood was everywhere, that was awesome to me. But for them to do the little callback and her mention her past, and they gave up. She gave up somebody, and that's the whole reason I'm watching this show. The whole reason I'm watching Fear is because of the speculation behind Rick Grimes showing up for Walking Dead Prime's second half or third part, rather. He's supposed to come back to his show, main show, and I'm looking for Easter eggs in the other two shows to see when, where, how. The fact that Jada shows up in this show, mentions the story, but doesn't say his name, probably because of, copyright or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. Who knows? But mention his name, mention her community, mention the language that she started and taught him. Um, that's good for me. That bodes well for me. I think honestly that could be all. That could be all. But what I was thinking initially, and I had to go back and rewatch some parts of Fear the Walking Dead, was the CRM and the choppers that they had were the choppers that Nick saw at the border in Fear the Walking Dead. I was wrong because that's something else. That's something else. But the chopper that took Jadis and Rick out into the sunset and then 5 year jump, you know what I mean? In regular Walking Dead, that's the same CR or the CRM that we learning about and talking about here in World Beyond. What I don't like is that they didn't give me more. But that's just me being a glutton for information and continuity. You can't give me something and then say, oh well, that happened. Remember? Yeah, it happened. But what what if I didn't watch that show? You know what I mean? What if I didn't watch The Walking Dead? This show was designed and set up for somebody not familiar with the Walking Dead universe. Now, as I'm saying that out loud, I don't know if you've seen it in my face just now, a light bulb went off. The vibe that I'm getting from the show was that this show was a 90210 CW spinoff, is a fucking just teenagers, teen drama, music, bullshit, sentimental bullshit. It's a fucking apocalypse, blah, 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 blah. But it was designed for the demographic of people who have never seen the show, a younger demographic of generation, who still like to watch shit like Vampire Diaries and all kinds of other shit. Supernatural is not really that bad, but some of the other shit on the CW, and it's like a lot of that shit is teenager, is angled toward a teenager demographic, and that's why this show ain't vibing with me. That's why it feel like a bullshit superhero show. It just feels so stupid to me. It's like the amount of cheddar cheese layered on this fucking show is garbage. It's just, ugh. But scientists ended up being the test subjects. So she was mentioning. Remember the scientist? She mentioned, "Oh, homeboy left and he ain't coming back." When she was talking to I say she, but the dad's girlfriend. She was talking to him, Leo, the dad, about how the other scientist just went off. He ain't come back. He went to another research facility. Yeah, that motherfucker he went from being the observer to the observed. That motherfucker was a test subject chasing the rat. Eventually the rat get tired. Yeah, and he got his ass ate. What did Jadis give the CRM when she came in as a rescue? We all know that's Rick. I knew the older brother would die based on how he left his sister. Like I said, the brother from the community with Elton, his little boo thing, that brother. Uh, Lila, finally, this raggedy bitch, then got Leo, the boyfriend. Lila got Leo raggedy ass hemmed up in some shit because, hey, just tell him I was with you, but you gotta hide. You gotta tell him I was with you. But if they catch you, tell him I was with you. I was late. This what happened, ma'am. Well, they on their way. What the fuck are you talking about, Lila? They on their way. I'm coming. They coming. They coming. Oh no, baby. Now I got to lie for you. Now I lied for you, and then you flip on me again. Oh, I didn't like her for that. Sold out, man. Snitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches because that's what that bitch get, man. That's what that bitch get. You did all that snitching, and then Jadis turned right around and was like, all right, well, we got what we need. We don't need your ass. We need Leo and his daughter. Bye bye. Shove that bitch in there with the test subject, cut the test subject loose, and now you a zombie. Now you are the observed. Oh man, that's what she get. I like that character up, but like I said, they could have gave me more for that. Um, go backwards to, I get the vibe. I just got the vibe that this extraction plan is what's going to get Huck killed. Now the whole, we getting out of here, homeboy shot up. We're gonna see everybody get to the DZ or whatever it is, and we're gonna get you out of there. We're gonna find the gas and we're gonna stop the gas and blah blah blah. And we gotta get out of here. It didn't make sense to me that all the back and forth was so close but yet so far away, but I thought the plane was gonna fall apart. Something about the way it was being shot, I'm like, somebody about to die. And I put in my notes, I think it's gonna be Huck. I think it's gonna get her ass killed. I think it's gonna be her. Um, it ended up being the husband, and I was surprised. But then I was like, oh, it's it's Huck too. She did, he put himself down as they busting in. She blew herself up. I'm like, this is that's I don't know. I guess with that particular character with Huck, we ain't see enough about the husband anyway, so I didn't really have any attachment to him. Um, besides he was cool with Silas enough to keep him on the right track and give him a place to be, himself. Other than that, I was like, fuck this dude, I don't really care. But Huck, I wanted her to die a long time ago. Her dying, acting like she about to save somebody, it doesn't. It's not heroic enough for me. It's not like it's, oh, I'm gonna dive on this grenade for you. So thanks, but bye. You fucked us 3 ways from Sunday, and now you act like you want help by blowing all of this shit up. So what's the least you can do? Fuck you talking about? Like the least you can do is hand me a napkin when I'm eating ribs. Like beat it, yo. You got me in this mess. You got me in this mess. And now that you acting like I'm gonna save the day. Don't come looking for me. Okay, thanks. Bye. I'm not waiting. I don't give a fuck about you. You fucked us. Oh, but naturally, her mother played the shit out of her too. So she ain't fucking know no better. She's a dumb as hell anyway. Oh, here go the sentimental music and the future planning. Either Percy or Iris dies. Now, this what I mean by you project. You for me, an experienced binger, and I call myself experienced because I've done some things that people have called me crazy for doing in trying to get caught up for shows. But like, yo, how you finished that in 2 days? You just started, blah blah. That's because of my binging is on another level. But I in my binges, I notice things, and the more I learn about myself is the more I learn that I notice patterns faster than some people in my circles. And with this particular pattern, it's written on the walls every fucking time. It's written on the walls on every show. I keep referencing the Abraham and Tasha, not Tasha, what's her name? It was, that might have been Tasha. The Abraham and the French braid when they was riding in the truck and Maggie was sick. That was right before shit went left. You feel me? That's like, oh, what if we had a baby in the apocalypse? They doing it, we could do it. Shit, why not, baby? Marry me, be my thing. Your head is on the street now. It's all wide open for the world to see. Now, Glenn, head is on the street now because you wanted to plan for the future. Future, future, future. And now all of a sudden she listening to music, poisoning herself and going kamikaze, attacking the saviors during the Negan meet. And it's just like, yo, nobody plans for the future and succeeds. The only people come close is fucking Rick and Maggie and Carl and them, and even that right there is hanging on by a fucking thread because we seen what that looked like. So I'm sitting here watching the show, and they like, Iris said like, what if we can go do this and we can have our own space and this. And I'm looking like, yo, that's too good to be true. Here we go. Here we go, there we go. One of these motherfuckers about to die, bro. One of these staple characters has to go because it's too much fucking talking, bro. It's too much talking. So fast forward, either Percy or Iris dies before this show is over. Yeah, that motherfucker ain't make it, bro. Trying to save her? No, trying to save her plan because they had kidnapped the general's son and trying to save him from getting killed so their plan wouldn't fall apart. He caught a hot one to the head from a sniper from who knows where. Poorly written and directed there, but telling the story, he caught a hot one, man, that she had to bubble up the fake tears and drive off empty-handed because the little boy got away or got ate. I can't remember what happened to the little boy. Um, so there was another mishap in the show where they went down to look for the gas. Right, it was before they realized it was over the spot that blew up. Well, that was gonna blow up with Huck in it. They went down to the basement where Huck left Felix the first time, where they found the gas the first time. It was frozen. It was freezing down there, sub-zero temperatures, ice, ice, baby. Right? They go down there and look for the gas. Okay, and the walkers that were dead, frozen stiff on the fucking gurneys in that room, they were thawing out. Okay, that makes sense because now they're animated again. Right? That makes sense. But the moments Felix go to stab one in the head, wait, their heads are frozen. How? You said they thawed out. They thawed out enough to try to bite you. How the fuck is their skull still solid? How is that still solid, bro? That doesn't make any sense to me. How one thing isn't the other. Either they thawed out or they not. Either you thawed out or you're not.